Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Girls Lounge. It has been so long since we have talked to you guys, but here we are again. We promise we won't leave you guys for that long again. If you're new here, make sure you're following us. We talk about all things girl talk, F1 when it's in season, pop culture, all that type of thing. So if you're interested, you should definitely stay. Leave a review if you want to.
What Kennedy said, we're back and we're better than ever. 2025 is the year of the podcast. And apologies ahead of time. We haven't been together in like a couple weeks, so we have a lot of catching up to do. So it's going to be a long episode today.
Yes, and 2025 is also the year for long podcasts. So, and this will also be a good episode to watch on YouTube because I feel like it's going to be a pretty visual one. But of course, we're just going to get into what we've been up to, all the life updates, and then later in the episode, we're going to go over our 2025 goals and vision boards. So definitely stick around. But I'll go first what I've been up to because it's nearly not as exciting as Elizabeth's. And she needs all the good time and I won't be able to compare. So, I'm gonna go ahead and go first. So for me, honestly, the last time I talked to you guys was right before Christmas. So my Christmas was good, my New Year's was good, lots of family time. And then we know that awkward time like after New Year's and you're just waiting for school to go back to school. So I've just been chilling here in Kentucky. We've gotten a lot of snow. I'll overlay some videos and pictures, but the snow has been crazy. We have gotten two winter storms and we've gotten so much snow, but honestly, it just made for some cozy days. Like one of the days of the winter storm, I literally basically read all day, and honestly, it was perfect. So I honestly have just been rotting around, watching a lot of YouTube, Netflix, reading, and just honestly eating a lot of sweets. But it's okay because I've low key have been, getting back into my workout grind and just preparing for the upcoming semester. I actually go back to school this weekend. Yeah, this weekend. And so I'm kind of excited for it, but not excited because I'll have something to do during the day. But then I'm like, ugh, schoolwork. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been up to. Nothing much for real.
Hola everyone, I'm in Spain. Different background, different everything, different country. Officially in Spain. I'll be here till the end of May. So like the entire basically first half of the year is I'm going to be over here. Yeah, there's so much. I've only been here for a week so far. I got here. So we're recording on Sunday and I got into Spain last Sunday. So it's been exactly a week that I've been here and it definitely feels like longer than a week. I will say that. So to start off, my flights they all went pretty smooth and everything, honestly, like as smooth as you can with flying. I will say, Boston Airport, I'm gonna need y'all to install a tram because there's just no way that they had me walking every single terminal to get to my flight. But anyways, so I flew into Madrid and then I flew into the town that I'm studying at, and I was like waiting for my suitcase to come, and my suitcase did in fact not make it. So the first like week that I was here, I did not have a suitcase. I got my suitcase I think like 2 or 3 days ago. Luckily, there's another girl that's staying in like the same. I'm staying in a homestay, but there's another girl that's staying here too. So we're like the same size. So I was able to like borrow some clothes. But never have I been so grateful for my clothing when it arrived. Like, oh, just being able to like wash my face with my skincare products, heavenly. Putting on my fresh pair of pajamas, never taking it for granted. And I'm not even gonna lie, I was scared that my suitcase just wasn't gonna make it at all because there was like a couple hours where it was saying it was still in the US, and I was like, there's just no way. All my stuff is gone. And I literally had no clothing here because my carry on just had all of my shoes. So I had all my shoes, but I had no other clothes. So that happened. But after that, we've been doing good. We've been thriving. I've been doing like a Spanish intensive course right now, which is in the mornings. It's 9 to 12. And let me tell you, your girl is not used to having class for that long. I don't remember the last time I had class for that long, but honestly, it goes by really fast and everything. So just been here. I don't know. Any questions, Kennedy?
Well, I have what thing. I would literally have crashed out if my suitcase didn't make it. Like that is one of my biggest fears. Like in terms of like traveling, like the only places I've been on a plane is DC and New York City. And even those times I was like, hope my suitcase makes it, hope my suitcase makes it. So like if I was going like across like not across the country, if I was going to another country, I literally would have been crying.
No, because trust, I was just like, I don't even know. I had no like feelings. I was so done with it. And then honestly, I had never had like any suitcase issues before. And I was like, of course, this one time when I'm literally in a whole other country alone is when it happens. But it does make me feel better because everyone that I've talked to, a lot of people, their suitcases got lost in Madrid. I don't know what they doing over there, but their suitcases did not make it here. There was one girl who was telling us that like her whole flight, they did not have their suitcases. Like, how do you lose a whole flight of suitcases? I will say compared to some other people that are in my group, I did not struggle at all. Like there was some girls who like they weren't able to get into the country. They had to fly around. So honestly, my suitcase was was nothing bad.
And also, so I'm basically about to interview Liz, you guys. So this is like the basic question. Obviously, you know, you have been out the country before, but like Spain versus the US so far in the 1 week, which honestly, even for me, I'm like, I feel like she's been there longer for like a week. So like you really have been going through it all in 1 week. But what are like the biggest differences that you're like, wow, this is crazy?
Honestly, just like the whole difference in lifestyle, like everything is like it truly is true when people say like the US is so fast paced. Like everything here, like everybody's just like so relaxed. They're like strolling down the street. There's so many like little cafes or like restaurants that have seating outside. Like majority of them have only seating outside. And just like you go, you sit, it's just like very chill vibes all around. They have like they eat later in the day, I'm not gonna lie. Like we be eating dinner at like 8:30 p.m. And so it's just like different lifestyle like that wise, but it makes sense because they'll like go and they just chill, have a little café con leche, some like coffee with milk, a little beer, a glass of wine. Like it's just so chill vibes all around. And honestly, I'm living for it.
Bruh, so Liz, based off her story, she like is by the beach, like she's on the water. And every time I see those pictures, I'm really so jealous. Like I would just love to be by some water right now instead of seeing snow outside my window.
Yes, the town I'm at is like on the Mediterranean coast. So literally like ocean is right there. And like the location of the homestay I'm at is perfect. Like it's close. It's in the center of the town. It's close to the bus stop, close to like the tram is what they call it here, but like the subway and like literally 10 minutes from the beach. So like it's a perfect location and just like being able to go out there and just like walk, it's just like, wow, this is my life, you guys. And I will say, Kennedy, I feel bad when I be sending pictures. I'll send stuff in my family group chat and they'll be like, bruh. And then I'll send stuff to you guys and it's like, kill yourself. Not like actually, but just like, you guys are stuck in snow and ice. And I'm over here like, just chilling. But I will say, these like Spaniards, they think it's like cold outside. Like they be out in like big coat and everything. I feel like I'm adjusting to like their climate because I'm like, oh, it's a little chilly. But then I think like back home, it's literally freezing. Like,
If only they knew about the snow we got back here. Let's see, what's another question I can ask you? Okay, so let's get into the school. We know you've been taking those classes. So like what's the vibe on campus?
so right now, like this class that we're all in is like just international students, a lot of them. So most of them are like other study abroad students, or some of them are just like people who are taking Spanish classes, is what it is right now. So I haven't seen like really met like actual students here because I think right now they're like finishing their finals and then they like start new classes like end of January. So that's when I'll like start meeting some of them. And then the class that I'm in, it's like a upper division Spanish because like I speak Spanish at home. So honestly, my class is like 6 people. The first day, my class was 3 people, but we've grown a little bit. But so like it is a very small class compared to some other classes. Like some of the girls in my group, they have like 20 people in their class and they have like people from like all over the world. Like they have some Swedes, some Japanese people, like other US students, which honestly I like kind of wish I had more of that. But it's okay. Like, I know once the actual classes start, I'll like meet more people and everything. And then the university itself, it honestly reminds me of like college at the US. I will say this campus is pretty big. I'd be getting lost. But yeah, and then yeah. I don't know what else to add. But like overall, like the vibe is very similar, I feel like, to like going to school back home.
And my last question for this exclusive interview, have you been speaking a lot of Spanish? Have you noticed like the different slang between like Mexican slang and Spanish slang?
Yes. In my like in the house, we like speak Spanish because like the lady we're at, she doesn't speak English, so it's like I feel like rude not to. So like we'll speak Spanish and everything. Like out in the streets too. A little bit between us, we speak like more English, but like we do like speak some Spanish too, because the girls are trying to like learn Spanish that I'm with and everything. But like slang, when I tell you Kennedy, I feel like I'm in elite. I feel like I'm in our Spanish TV shows. Like they're using like vosotros. I've on like the tram and like walking around the campus, I'll hear like the students talking and I'll hear them like say like the curse words that they would say in like elite and stuff. And I'm like, I'm literally in an alternate universe right now. I went to church today and even in church, they like be speaking with like vosotros and stuff like that. And it just be catching me so off guard. But definitely I am noticing like a difference.
That's actually so cool. Maybe I need to get back on my Spanish grind, y'all. On Duolingo. No, I was playing.
Yes, Kennedy, then you can be here too.
Yes, and I can get me a Spanish man. So, our last question. I think I said the last one was our last one, but I lied. So, how's the nightlife in Spain? You know, the nightlife in America, at least where we're from, you know, it's alright. But what's the nightlife in Spain? You know, I be hearing them Europeans know how to party.
So the other night we went out, like our first like official night out, and the girl that's living with me here, her and her friend, they actually got here like a little bit earlier than the rest of us. So they went out their first weekend they were here, and they were saying how like they went out and there was nobody out because it was too early. But keep in mind, you guys, it was like 2 a.m. and it was too early. I feel like at least where we're from, Kennedy, I feel like at 2 a.m. everybody's going back home, the bars are closed, you know? No, here the opposite. So yesterday we went out and we literally took a nap at 10 p.m. so we could wake up and get ready, and we met up at 1 a.m. And even then, it was still kind of like low key a little bit dead. But then as the night went on, obviously, like you could tell it was more lively. When I tell you we didn't get back to our house until like 6:30 in the morning, um, never have I stayed up all night like that going out, you know? So like just that is completely different. I feel like honestly, maybe it's like the Miami vibe. I feel like when I be on Miami TikTok, they like, you know how they be starting late and everything? I feel like that's what it was. And then like the clubs, well, we went to like a couple like bars and then we went to like a club. The music is so much better. Like, if you like any type of like Spanish music, it's just so much better. The vibes are just like all around. They were playing some like English songs, like old English like rap, like out of nowhere, and it was like throwbacks. Like I hadn't heard them songs in a minute. But yeah, that happened. There is obviously like there's always gonna be those creepy men, but I thought it was just crazy because it's like people from all over the world. Like I was hearing accents, different languages. You know, we ran into these like Dutch guys or whatever. I had to like think about what they were, but yeah, it's just like different environment all around. And I think the biggest difference is how late these people be going. Like even our host mom was telling us that they'll stay up all night and then they'll go like their version of I guess Waffle House is like going to get churros, but they get the churros because the churros are opening because it's the next day. Yeah. So very long nights. The siesta was very much needed. I'm surprised was able to make it throughout the night because if you know anything about me, I'd be like in bed by midnight at the latest.
Honestly, I feel like that's how it should be. Like, I feel like that. I don't know. Like, I feel like it just makes more sense to go out that late and then I don't know. I feel like it just makes more sense. And like even like eating later or yeah, eating dinner later, like because I think like when I did sports and stuff in high school, like I did eat late. Like I don't know, I feel like it like that way of living just makes sense to me. So I just like love hearing about it. And I'm glad you're having a great time. Literally so jealous. Oh, did they play a lot of house music?
Wait, what's house music?
Like the oonts oonts music, kind of.
Oh, so they like played it a little bit at the place we were at, but there's apparently like a techno bar, like electro, like house music type vibe. So we definitely want to check that one out because I feel like it's be like the like just jumping up and down, just like vibing. Because you don't really, oh my gosh, you don't really sing to that, or anything. So I definitely want to check that out. So I'll see if I have an update next time about it. I definitely don't think that I will be going out every single weekend. I don't know how the people be going like Friday, Saturday, even more until 6 a.m. every day. I don't think I'm built for that.
Girl, you would need multiple siestas during that whole weekend.
That was like the first time I was able to siesta because I haven't been able to siesta at all. I use that as like my dedicated like rot time.
See, look at you. You're, what's it called? Acclimating to the culture already.
And with our little catch up out of the way, we're going to talk about our favorites of the week. So for me, and I think Kennedy's is the same, reading. You guys, I'm here to say 2025 is the year of no more book slump. I think that we are both out of the book slump. It feels so nice to say that. I didn't think that this day would come. But my favorite of the week has been just reading, specifically reading like on the tram, which is the subway. Like when I go to class, not class, when we go to the university, we take the subway and just sitting and reading my book. It just so good. Adios book slump. I have a feeling I will be finishing so many books on this journey.
Yes, I can proudly say as well that I am out of a book slump. It feels so good. I think what really helps is like really switching up their genre. So I picked up a fantasy book, absolutely loved it. Hopefully I can talk more about it in the future, but I'm reading Legendborn, like that whole series. Y'all, it was so freaking good. And I have held off so long on reading that book. And it's always those books that you like hold off on that end up being one of your favorites. So I just love that I'm out of my reading slump and I've been reading so much. I'm currently on the second book and I'm feeling hopeful about my reading goals, and I'm hoping that I can implement time from when I'm back at school. Usually I'm like, oh yeah, like this reading kick I'm on is going to end when I go back to school, but I highly believe that this time I will be able to keep up with my reading even though I'll be busy with school.
Yes, what you said, Kennedy, like it's gonna be built into the schedule. So it's not like maybe I'll do it if I get the chance. Like, no, it's gonna happen every day.
Exactly. We are sticking to our goals this year. And next up, we're going to get into our pop culture trendy topics. We have two big topics to talk about with you guys for today. First, we're going to be talking about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni and that whole situation. And then Zendaya and Tom being engaged. So excited. We're just gonna get, the bulk of it, the meat of the pop culture stuff today. So I know last episode you briefly touched on the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni stuff, but since then so much stuff has happened and is still happening, and even what I have now is like not everything. This is just kind of like the main information that I feel like would be important for like me and Liz to talk about. So just like a little recap just in case. Oh, and I'm getting my information from New York Daily News. So, recap of Blake Lively's lawsuit claims. So, she accused Justin Baldoni and like his PR team of trying to ruin her reputation, sexual harassment, and other disturbing behaviors. She said that she was part of unwanted sexual conversation and added sex scenes. Like, if you've read It Ends With Us, there is like a scene where young Lily Bloom and Atlas like lose their virginity, and it's like a whole scene. And I think maybe Justin Baldoni wanted it to be more of like extravagant scene, I guess, and Blake Lively didn't want it. I don't even think she read the book from what I've heard, but there was some conflict about that, and I don't think she thought it was necessary for the scene. And yeah, and then a quote from the article: the actress said a meeting was held to address the hostile work environment where Baldoni was told to stop showing lively photos and videos of nude women, stop mentioning his alleged previous pornography addiction or prior sexual conquest, and to stop referring to the cast and crew's genitalia. And then there were some other details that said Justin Baldoni and lead producer would repeatedly enter her makeup trailer uninvited while she was undressed, including when she was breastfeeding. And she provided text messages that said, "You know, we can bury anyone," allegedly replied crisis management expert Melissa Nathan, who was on Justin Baldoni's crisis manager team. And when we send over documents, we can't send over the work we will or could do because that could get us in a lot of trouble. We can't write, "We will destroy her," Nathan responded. "Imagine if a document saying all the things that he wants ends up in the wrong hands." And then Justin's response to this was first like the lawsuit came out from Blake's side, and then I think the New York Times responded to it. So at first, when the lawsuit first, came out, Justin Baldoni's lawyer denied claims of a hostile work environment and said Blake Lively was threatening to not show up to set and threatening to not promote the film, ultimately leading to its demise during release. And then after the New York Times report, he sues them for 250 million and claims things were taken out of context, such as the whole breastfeeding thing. He showed texts where he wanted to like run lines with her or something, and she was like, "Okay, like I'm in my trailer breastfeeding, like kind of like take your time and like come over." And he was like, "Okay." So he was like, that was taken out of context, like I was invited. And then I didn't mention this for like Lively's lawsuit, but she did like complain that there wasn't like a intimacy coordinator, I believe, before like she asked for one. But it later came out that apparently they had one. Blake didn't like her, and so then Justin found someone else. And then I think he was like, "Okay, Blake, like you can meet her if you want." And then I think Blake was like, "I don't really want to meet her." So it was like, "Why are you saying that wasn't an option when there was? You didn't like her, and then we found you another one. You didn't even want to meet her." And so now it just looks like there's a lot of suing going around. I think after Justin sued the New York Times, Blake Lively sued maybe like his company or something back. And from what I've read, there's more lawsuits that are supposed to be coming. So we're just going to be keeping up with what happens and definitely will report back to the podcast. But I just think it was crazy because like me and Liz, we both like Blake Lively. We both like Justin Baldoni. I mean, Jane the Virgin and Gossip Girl. So it's just like insane. And we both were fans of It Ends With Us. So it's just crazy to see what's happening now.
I like as everything has like slowly come out, I'm like, I don't even know who to believe anymore. It's like at first it was like side eye Justin, and now it's like extra side eye to Blake Lively. Just like as like the Justin side has started to come out and everything. I'm just like, what is going on here? And honestly, what I find like the most like interesting about all this is Colleen Hoover's role, because I feel like she's Team Blake Lively and all of it. But like before, she was like praising Justin, like his amazing job and everything. I don't know. I think it's like really interesting how this is all going to play out.
And it feels like, from at least what I've seen, and like I've watched like episodes, like podcast episodes of people like really deep diving in this, but it seems like kind of like the cast and Colin Hoover are like Team Blake, but they're kind of like the editors of the film and more like production people are Team Justin. So it's just very interesting. At the end of the day, I low key just think it's kind of like an ego battle. Like they both wanted two different things from this film. But it's just interesting because it makes me kind of side eye Justin Baldoni, because it's like he was dropped from an agency and he did this podcast with this one girl, and like she was like, "I'm not working with him." But then also I'm like, I don't know what to think of Blake Lively's claims, because people have also made the point that like, why is it that this one project Justin Baldoni suddenly like having like being exposed, quote unquote, like everyone else that he has worked with in the past have spoke nothing but good things about him. So it's just very interesting, and I feel like even with other things outside of his acting, everyone's like Justin Baldoni's a good guy. But again, that doesn't mean he couldn't have been, mean this one time. But it's definitely very interesting. But at the same time, people have also said like, what does Blake Lively gain from this? But then at the same time, it's like it could be like a power ego thing, and she wants to try to save face for her reputation. But honestly, from what I've seen, I feel like it was mostly like not planted stuff that kind of contributed to like people saying things about Blake Lively. Like people just took what was already out there and kind of made their own opinion about it.
Yes, like the whole stuff about like her being favorited or whatever, and like the drama between everything, like people definitely took stuff out of context, and I feel like they just fed into it, and now look at where we are.
Exactly. So I just think at the end of the day, we're gonna wait till everything legal is over, and see the full picture, and then I feel like we can make more of a conclusive opinion about it all.
We'll just see how long it takes for that to happen. But in other news, Zendaya and Tom Holland, you guys.
They
Yeah,
are engaged.
so excited for them. I think it's real. Do you think it's real, Kennedy?
Honestly, at first when I saw the rumors and saw that TMZ reported it, I was like, okay. But then as I see more and hear more, I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's true.
No, because like I'm like it's real. I truly believe it is real. So for those of you who don't know, you must be living under a rock because how don't you know? But TMZ reported that Zendaya showed up to the Golden Globes. Was it Golden Globes?
Yes,
Yeah,
the Golden Globes.
she showed up to the Golden Globes with a rock on her finger, you guys. And if you guys have seen the ring, it looks so pretty. Like it's super unique and everything. It just screams Zendaya vibes. But TMZ said that sources close to the couple tell TMZ that the Spider-Man star popped the question between Christmas and New Year's, dropping to one knee in a very intimate setting in one of Zendaya's family houses in the US. I think that it's so true because it's romantic and intimate, like only them two. I truly don't think that they're going to confirm. We're just going to get pictures out of nowhere. But I also saw this one TikTok that I think like made it even more like this is real. It's that like the ring was the only like gold piece of jewelry that she had. Everything else was silver. And if you know anything about a girl, her jewelry is going to match. Like, yes, mixing the metals is in, but I feel like at that level, you're going to match everything. And I feel like it was a statement that it was the only thing. Because if not, she could add like a little bracelet, or something, like something to switch it up. But the fact that she did it, it was a statement. They're engaged.
Yes, and for me personally, I saw the news that they were engaged before I even like saw her red carpet look. Well, I did see it, but I didn't pay attention to like her jewelry. So then when I went back, it was literally just her ring on her ring finger and then like another ring on her other finger. Like it was very like kind of like obvious. Like she's saying like, "Hey, I'm engaged." And then I saw like another clip of her. I think she had a speaking engagement after the Golden Globes, and she's just like looking at her ring, playing with her ring. So I'm like, oh my gosh, they have to be engaged. And I feel like Zendaya and Tom, they're very much like the couple. Like they're not gonna sit here and like make this whole thing like, oh my gosh, we're together. Like they're just gonna like show up holding hands, and then you just get the hint. You know what I mean? They're very much like the what's it called, private but not secretive couple. Like they're together because you see them together, but they're not gonna be like in your face, like all over social media about it. So I feel like this is just their way. Like people will pick up on it, and it is what it is.
Yes, even like when they first started dating, I feel like they never like confirmed it. Like it was like yes, like we get like clips now and them of like Tom talking about her, him like reposting her stuff, like the cute couple stuff. But like they never like really officially said we are dating, we are together, like they just started doing the stuff. So we're just gonna start seeing them like, I don't know, doing couple marriage stuff.
Wednesday, we're just gonna see like a picture of like her in her wedding dress, and we're like,
So excited for them. All I ask is that we get that next Spider-Man movie. Don't let this interfere with any of that because after that cliffhanger, we're still waiting.
low key. So I still have cable. I know, crazy, but and so some channels they have been playing the Spider-Man movies recently. So I've had them on in the background. I'm like, wow, I forgot how much I love the Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland in them.
Yes, like please let us revive Marvel with it.
No, for real though. Like a little tangent. I became a Marvel girly in 2020, and I'm like, wow, can we go back to that time? Like, I just love Marvel so much, and I feel like they low key had like they had a fall off. Like, we lost the plot a bit, but like I'm hoping with the new movies coming out that we get back to it. But I still need to catch up on a lot of Marvel stuff, to be honest.
Same here. And not even low key a fall off, like Lost Plot, high key.
No, for real, I was just trying to be generous.
And that's the perfect segue into our next little section, our what are we watching? So I think Kenny and me have been watching a lot of like the similar TV shows. So I'll talk about the ones that we both watched, and then you can obviously add to it, Kenny, if you have anything else to add. But if you guys are looking for anything to watch, we got you. There's this show on Netflix that I got Kenny to watch. It's called La Palma, and it's so good. It's a limited series, so there is an ending, very short, very quick, very bingeable. But it basically follows this family that's in vacation at this island called La Palma. It's actually a Spanish island. I'm kind of close to it, I think, not gonna lie. But they're at this island vacationing, and then there's this tsunami that hits, and it's basically just following them. And it was so good. Had me at the edge of my seat, screaming, wanted to go into the thing and grab some characters because they were really making me mad. But it was really good show. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's so good. It's a very easy binge. And oh my gosh, it was like some people in that movie, or not the movie, that show did not want to survive. And not to spoil anything, because I feel like it's always the same character in all these movies. Why is it always the daughter? Why is it always the daughter? Like, she made me so mad.
Literally, they make us look so bad. Like, I swear in real life, we are not this dumb. And something about like the tsunami shows, like The Impossible, the movie with Tom Holland in it, of course, such a good one. They're just so suspenseful, like so quick, easy, and you just gotta watch it.
I don't know. Something about me is I love like natural disasters. So like a natural disaster like movie, sign me up.
Something about it being low key kind of realistic just really gets us. And
No,
then the
that
next
part.
thing, and then the next thing that we've been watching, well, I started it. I don't know if you finished it yet, Kennedy. Okay, so we both haven't finished it, but we started the new season of Squid Games, season two. Took them long enough to drop it. I'm not gonna lie, when I started watching it, I didn't get a recap, so I was very lost. Still picking up on things. When Kennedy was watching, she said like one thing that she noticed, and I was like, oh my god, that makes so much more sense now. But been watching Squid Games. I personally am liking the new season, so we'll just kind of see how it goes. I'm really hoping a specific character doesn't die, but I have a feeling that she will die. So,
If you saw me looking down, I was actually seeing what episode of Squid Games I'm on, but I'm currently in the beginning of episode 4. So, we're getting into it. It's so good. Honestly, I felt like I heard a lot of mixed reviews about the second season, but honestly, I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's definitely like a different feel than the first one, obviously, but I liked it. But yeah, I did get a recap before I watched it, which, like Liz said, she did it, but low key, the recap didn't help. I had to ask Kelsey, and it was funny because she was like, "Why didn't y'all just rewatch it before?" I'm like, "Girl, I don't rewatch shows," and honestly, I should have, but I wasn't going to. I was relying on that recap, but yeah, there's like some main plot points. Yeah, it was actually so funny. Like, there was one new girl. I don't know if I should say this, but I'm gonna say it anyways. But I was like, "Is this the same girl from last season?" So everyone actually died. Who would have thought that was me being sarcastic? Like, obviously, everyone died. Like, girl, it's Squid Games. So yeah. But now that I feel like now I remember a lot more stuff from last season. So I'm like good on all that. But yeah, I definitely was confused like the first 2 episodes. But it's really good. If you haven't watched it, you should. I'm actually gonna watch it after we finish recording. So yeah, it's very good.
I just also looked at what I'm at. I'm on episode 5, so we're like on the same thing. And Kennedy, I know exactly who the girl you're talking about because I also thought she was the other girl from the other season. I was like, I was really confused, and then I realized like obviously the guy was the only one who survived because he got all the money. And then the scene with the guy who shoots the police officer, I didn't realize who he was until you said something. And the importance of it makes so much sense because I was like, why isn't he telling them who shot him if he remembers? Why he being dumb? Now it just makes sense now.
No, literally, like I was watching, like, okay, so in the replay they show when the guy shoots him. So I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, there's obviously a connection there. And then like Liz said, like the guy who got shot wouldn't say who shot him. So I was like, why won't he tell him? I was like, I know there's a connection there. Is it a son? Like father son? Are they brothers? And then, good old Kelsey, she pulled through and told us. And I was like, wow, this makes so much more sense, y'all.
No, because petition for like all shows to have a really in depth recap to where it feels like I watched the other seasons because I'm not going to rewatch them. Let's be real.
No, that part. And like it was the recap for Squid Games, honestly, was just like flashes of like big moments. I'm like, where are the details? Like it was very much given like trailer if you like were like interested in watching Squid Games, to be honest. I'm like, what kind of recap is this? And then my other shows I've been watching, honestly, a bunch of reality TV. Y'all, I've been obsessed with Dubai Bling. I'm like, I want to learn Arabic now. Imagine if I just start learning all these languages. Like I just become like the United Nations, but like language wise, honestly, I would love to speak like every language. But I love Dubai bling, like just like rich people drama, yes. And it makes me really want to go to Dubai. And then selling the city, something about reality TV shows that are like real estate shows also. Mwah, mwah, chef's kiss. So good. I actually just finished Selling the City last night. So good. The drama was actually insane. Cannot wait for season two. And I love Eleonora. She's such a girl boss that's so cringe, but like I really like her. She gave me good vibes. And then of course I've been watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It's actually crazy. Like that is one of my favorite housewife shows. It's just so good. I don't know something about them Salt Lake City women. Like they're just a little bit crazy. I think it's even the ones that aren't from Utah or like Mormon, they're just there for so long. So they get that like Mormon craziness, with them. So it just adds something. Oh, and I've been watching this other reality TV show as well. Sewed on SLC. So Sewed on Salt Lake City. So it's about a real estate agency in Salt Lake City. So it's like really interesting. The drama is also good. The episode that I just watched last night, I was like, oh, let's just say a man has been going to some strip clubs and he has a wife and kids and he's Mormon, so he's not supposed to be going there. And mind you, they're going through financial troubles as well, and he wouldn't answer in the confessionals how much money he spent there. I was like, oh. Yeah, so the tea was teeing, and it's really good. So if you like reality TV shows, you should definitely look into those because they've been giving everything.
I'm so intrigued now by that Salt Lake City show because oh the plot twist.
Yeah, them, yeah, Utah, they definitely be getting up to some things. But like low key, I'm like, if Utah wasn't like honestly like so snowy and like full of Mormons, I'm like, I wouldn't like that would be a place I'd be like, I would live there. Kind of, maybe.
That snowstorm got you thinking you can just do everything Kennedy in the snow.
No, literally, I love the snow. But honestly, low key, people who like don't live in the snow, like they think it's cool, but like once it gets like a day after and it gets all dark and dirty, I'm like, okay, let's pack it up. So now we're gonna get into our song of the week. So my song is Push to Start by Tyla. So I'm gonna play my favorite part. Also Pete the new phone case part. So yeah, good vibe. I've just started listening to Tyla. So yeah, love her music.
So for my song of the week, let's just say my For You page on TikTok. Also RIP for all of you guys who might be losing TikTok in the US. Anyways, kidding. um, so as I was saying, my like For You page on TikTok very much knows that I am in Spain right now. So I'm getting like all these new like song recommendations and everything. So I've discovered these like I think it's like a little artist duo. Their name is called I don't even know how you say their names. Ale and Yorgaki. I know I just butchered those names, but it's a song called El Ingeniero. Oh my gosh, El Ingeniero. I could speak. El Ingeniero. There we go. So this is my favorite part of the song. I even sent it to Jill to add to her foreign playlist. So okay, let me play this. And that's my song of the week. Side note though, I struggled choosing my song of the week because Bad Bunny just dropped his new album and why is it actually like really relatable? Specifically, if you haven't listened to this song, it's the Debí tirar más fotos. It's DTMFR. Yeah, even if you don't speak Spanish, just go on TikTok, look it up, and you'll feel the feelings. Especially being away from like your friends and family right now, it's definitely hitting.
Yeah, I have been getting a lot of TikToks with that sound, but I'm like, let me like click not interested because these are sad and I'm gonna laugh in these last days of TikTok over here in the US.
RIP.
You would just have to screen record TikToks you want us to see and send them to us.
No, because I was literally like talking to my friends and I was like, how am I supposed to like send TikToks, you know? Like I only send TikToks to you guys and like what am I supposed to do if you can't see it?
Hopefully something happens and it's not gonna get banned, but I doubt it. So now we're gonna get into the meat, the bones, whatever, the potatoes of this episode. And we're gonna be talking all about our 2025 goals and going through our vision board. Again, this will be a good part to watch visually because I'm gonna put both of our vision boards on the screen when we talk about them and go in depth. And obviously our goals tie in to our vision boards. And we actually had like a really cute like idea before Liz left, and us and the rest of our friends, we actually got together and had like a little brunch. We had smoothies and bagels. and we made vision boards together. Oh, and then we also made Liz like a goodbye video. So it was a very wholesome day all around.
Yes, it was all the good vibes that we needed. I didn't know about the little surprise video, but Kennedy and Kelsey, they made it. And Kelsey was like being all like secret. She was like, we were sitting in the living room doing our vision board, and then Kelsey was like, oh, like how do you like connect to the TV to like show something? And I couldn't figure out how. So I was just like, you can just like show us. And she's like, no, like on the TV. So we finally figured it out. And then it said like goodbye, Liz, or something. And I was like, stop. Tears were shed, and I will be watching the video tonight, I think.
Oh, that's so sweet. I literally started crying when Elizabeth's mom popped up. Like, if you know, you know, like, just so sad.
Definitely think Kennedy and Kelsey moved up the list of my parents' favorites, I think. May have knocked Jill down.
Yes, we made it. We made it, guys. Next time I see your dad, I'm gonna speak Spanish so he gets confused. He's gonna think I know Spanish like Jill.
Yeah, Kennedy, you're gonna have to pull out them Duolingo skills. So I'm gonna go through my vision board first. If you haven't done a vision board, I honestly hadn't done one in like a long time, but it's like very therapeutic to just do this. Highly recommend. And on Pinterest, you can actually like make it and it's super easy. So just putting it out there for you guys. So I'm gonna go through my vision board. Kennedy put it up here on the screen. So if you're listening to this, what's wrong with you? Hop onto the YouTube. So I divided it into like different corners kind of. So in the top left is what I called like my friend corner kind of. So I have like a picture of like little shadows and that one just represents like hanging out with my friends and everything, friends and family vibes. And then right beside that one, I have one of like driving in the car, hands up. So just like spontaneous hangouts is what I was going with that one. Just vibing, being together and everything. Specifically, listening to music in the car. It is so therapeutic, and doing it with the people you love, even better. And then underneath of that, it's like a little table with food and dinners. So just like cooking more, but also like hanging out with people, eating together, and not just like ordering takeout, but just like I feel like when you cook together, it's just all around good vibes. It's just a good way to spend time together. So that's my little like friend corner that we have there. And then I have a little quote at the top that says, she believed, she prayed, she planned, she executed. So just like trusting in the Lord and then just like getting to work with it too, you know, because you got to put in some effort too, you know, you can't just leave it all up to fate. And then in the top right, there is one quote that says, live your fucking best life. So that's just going to be the motto because you only have one life. So live it to the fullest, you know, and live your best life. So then underneath of that, I have the like right corner, not corner, but under the corner. I have my just like book corner and I'm claiming that energy. So we have just some bookshelves, just growing my collection, but also just going to bookstores and reading overall. And then there's like in the middle right there, it looks kind of like off centered and that totally was not planned at all because I forgot I had that picture on there and I didn't move it around or like place it correctly, but it's just a little hammock and a book. So that just represents like reading more and I think that's I'm following through with that so far. And then underneath of that, it's like my little travel corner. So on the left side, there's like two people like in the ocean. So that one's just like traveling all around, but traveling with like friends and family too. And just like all around, just chill vibes. And just, I feel like that picture just represents in the moment. So really like that one. And then we have another little quote that says, make it happen, girl, shock everyone. So I feel like that says enough. No explanation needed. And then beside that, we have a um, picture of a window on a plane and just like traveling more. And then on the like bottom left corner, this is like my lifestyle corner. So I have a quote that says, actually, life is beautiful and I have time. So I feel like that can be interpreted in so many ways, but just like I'm only in my 20s, you know, like I don't have to have everything figured out. Life is beautiful even though things aren't figured out. So just living in the moment. And then we have a picture of like someone like working out like Pilates. So just like really getting into routine with working out, actually maintaining it throughout the year. And just like putting effort into myself. And then underneath of that, I have a like picture of someone walking and like drinking matcha. I love matcha. And then just like moving my body more. And then we have like two pictures of just outfits. Just like I want to build my closet and not be afraid to wear clothes. Cause I feel like where we are from, where me and Kennedy are from, I feel like people who like dress nice be sticking out, you know? So just like not being afraid to like have a good outfit and everything just because I might look a little off. And then I have like a picture of a hand with bracelets and a watch. So that one, I just want to like build my like everyday basic jewelry collection. And I feel like I've slowly kind of started doing that a little bit, but just like having those basics because they add so much to your outfit. Even if you're just wearing like sweats, it can do so much. And then I have a little thing of a like gua sha. That's I think that's what it's called. But that one's just like my skincare, like maintaining it, trying to, have some glowy skin. And then underneath of that, we have a picture of an ear with piercings. This is the year of piercings, you guys. I really want to get like at least my doubles. I just really want to do like something with my ears. I think it adds so much. Like having like all the piercings in and everything. I don't want to overdo it, but just like having like your ear like mapped out and everything, it can add so much to an outfit and I think it'll just like look really, really cute. And then I have a picture on there, a small picture of a crucifix, like a cross. So just like focusing on my faith and things like that. And then in the bottom, we have two little podcast mics. Little like backstory. I had a vision board made and I had a different podcast picture and Pinterest wanted to delete it. So I had to start over and I forgot about the podcast. So I had to go back and like add something. So I was able to add two little mics in the corner down there. Don't think I've forgotten about us, Kennedy. And then in the like middle on the right kind of side of it. So this is like my little career slash post grad corner. So I have two quotes. One of them says, I'm attracting my dream job to me. And the other one says, I'm qualified for the career I want. So just like, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do, but I know that it's out there and I'm going to like claim and like manifest that and like do things to reach and achieve that, you know? And then I have two pictures on there, one of like a like corporate more like business vibe outfit, and then I have another one of a girl that has like her laptop and her books. And I chose that one because I feel like it can be interpreted as like she's going to work or she's going to like school. So like the two things that I'm considering and everything and just like knowing that it's going to be okay vibe. And then underneath of that, we have a little picture of like a little like double date. So that one is like claiming energy for me in the relationship department. Me and Kenny, we kind of talked about this in the last episode that we filmed, but like I feel like this is the year. I don't know if it'll end in a relationship, but it's the year of at least stepping outside of my comfort zone in that department. And I specifically chose that picture because, like, for me, but also for my fellow friends here, we are claiming that energy for you guys too. This is our year. And then I did like a little kind of like ominous picture right there, but it's like a couple shadow. Yeah. And then I did a little one of like flower bouquets. And that one doesn't necessarily mean like getting flowers from a significant other, but just like doing things for myself. Like going to get myself some flowers if I feel like it, just doing those things because I want to do it. And not waiting for someone else to do it for me. And then in the corner, the bottom right corner, I have this like newspaper thing and it says, stop waiting for everything to be perfect to be happy. And I'm going to embrace that because I don't have everything figured out, but I'm still going to live every single moment to the fullest because I'm going to be happy, And then in the center, I have a new era of me quote because I truly think this year is going to be a new era in many different ways and all the best ways too. So that is my vision board. And I actually have it as my lock screen so I can like look at it every day.
Let's hope I can cover mine as good as Elizabeth and not stumble over my words. Y'all know I love a good vision board manifestation. Love that type of stuff. Yeah, I have mine as well set as my lock screen on my iPad and my phone. And I made mine in Canva. I had to be extra. I downloaded all my pictures from Pinterest and then I like put it all in a little collage and just resized everything through Canva. So I'm gonna go through mine as best as I can. So up in the left corner, very far left, we have a picture of New York City. It has been up in the air on whether I go to New York City again this summer, but if I do, we're manifesting those city vibes. And even if I don't go to New York City, oh my gosh, I hate to say this because I sound like a broken record, but I always go back and forth like, should I move to New York City? And I just love city life vibes. So, just keeping that city life vibe in mind, something to work towards. And then next to it, I'm assuming she's like a model or something, a tall, skinny black model, because her outfit it's simple, but like cute. Like it's simple, but like a put together look. And she's just serving and giving. And like that's the energy I want to have. And then next to it, I have a quote that I actually used on my life binder last year, which is, I'm going to make a very beautiful life for myself no matter what it takes, because I am. And then next to that, I have Jesus loves you, again to symbolize just continuing to further, my relationship with God and my faith and all that type of stuff. And then I'm just gonna go back to the left side and like kind of go across. So under the New York City picture, I have a picture of friends sitting down on a picnic blanket, because just symbolize spending more time with friends. Which actually I noticed I put a similar picture on my life binder last year, and I realized like me and my friends really like did that. We had like a little picnic outside and took cute pictures. So it's crazy how that type of stuff works. And then next to that, I have a quote that says, the purpose of life is to experience," because it is. And then next, I have a girl with like F1 like paddock passes around her neck, and I'm not like expecting or anything to like be invited to an F1 race this year, because that might not be realistic, but like at least this year can symbolize that's the year we take steps so that can happen in the future. Grow our F1 fan base through our little sports corner segment, and just watch more F1, because I love F1, and for Elizabeth to get more into F1. And then if we go back to the left, we have a quote that says, don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. That's like one of my all-time favorite quotes. Then under that, I am qualified for the career I want and create a life you can't wait to wake up to. And then I have like another girl in like a very cool girl classic outfit, because that's how I want to dress. And then next to that, I have a picture of a passport and money, because I really want, to manifest travel and getting my bag up, because I'm tired of being broke. And then I have another picture that's like, about religious, and it just says God is love, because yes, he is. And then above that, I have like kind of like a corporate aesthetic photo to manifest that corporate baddie aesthetic. Hopefully that's my view in the summer when I have an internship. And then we're kind of gonna go up a little. We're gonna move over closer to the right. We're gonna go over to like the middle of my vision board. But I have a quote that says, healthy body, healthy mind, healthy soul, because that's just what I want to embody. I really want to be better about not only taking care of like my physical health, but like the mental, and just eating better, drinking my water, all that type of stuff. And I just have a picture of a cozy bedroom above that, because all the cozy vibes. And then we have a picture of a couple's hands. So similar to Liz, we both have talked about this before in our last video. We want to improve the relationship department of our lives. And for me, I'm not saying like I want a boyfriend, but like put myself out more, whether that's maybe possibly go on a date, talk to some guys, something like that, because nothing's gonna happen if you just sit at home and do nothing. Honestly, this isn't a goal that I have to like put effort towards anytime soon, but sometime during this year I do want to put effort towards that area of my life. And then I have a picture of a girl meditating, because I really want to just get into that meditation mindset and take that time. And then under that, I have a girl studying with headphones on. And of course she's black, yes. Because I just really want to embody that, like keeping my head down, studying, getting good grades with my last semester of undergrad coming up. And then I just have like a picture of fruit, because not necessarily eat healthier, but just be more mindful of what I'm eating. Then under that, I have like a picture of like it looks like people who work in fashion. So like there's like fashion things, which like low key I wouldn't mind working in like fashion marketing or something like that. That could be really interesting. But just kind of like I want to envision that vibe for like the podcast and like working like outside of the podcast. So just very like girl boss vibes. That's so cringe, but who cares? And then if we go up a little under the couple picture, I have a picture of a podcast set up with two microphones and a laptop because of course, you know, that's what I want our future of the podcast to look like, where we could record in future or what? Record in person. And then under that I have a picture that says welcome interns because you know, manifesting an internship. And then I under that I have picture of New York City out of a plane window. And if we go over to the right from that, I have a picture from the girls' bathroom tour that they just did because they're one of my favorite podcasts and they're very inspirational for how I would want like our podcast to be, and like you know going like being going on a tour would be cool, and just like even just like a live show or just like traveling and stuff for the podcast would be fun. So just like have that as like inspo. And then I have a picture of like pizza overlooking a view in Italy, I assume. One of my goals is to make it to Italy and eat some pizza and pasta and have some wine overlooking the beautiful water. So, you know, we always have to have that. Then above that, I have a picture of the girls' bathroom studio, because I would love for one day in the future, me and Liz to have a studio because I feel like we can make it really cute. And then above that, at the very top, we have a girl wearing a really cool like city girl outfit with her Adidas, a skirt, and a simple shirt and a tote bag. Yes, that is my goals. And then towards like the now we're on to like the very uh right. I just forget my directions. Very far right of my vision board. But again, we have paddock passes, you know, embracing F1 growth and be more involved with F1 in a way. And then a bookshelf with reading, of course, because this is the year of getting out of a book slump. So far, it's successful. And just want to read just like good books. I did set a goal this year, but I'm honestly not so worried about it. I just want to read like good books this year. And then I have a picture of a Pilates studios with reformers. Hopefully one day this year I could like do reformers Pilates, but just to symbolize, you know, health and wellness, keeping up with a workout routine and just doing things that feel good. And then I have a quote that says, just because it's taking time doesn't mean it's not happening, which is good for me because I am not a very patient person sometimes. Like once I have my mind set, I want to do it like right away. But you know, good things take time. And then under that, I have a YouTube plaque for 100,000 subscribers, just symbolizing growth within my personal YouTube channel plus the podcast YouTube channel. Because I think YouTube is gonna be the new place if TikTok gets banned. So I mean, we already here. And then I just have a picture of another girl. I'm just gonna assume she's like a model. Another black girl just giving chic vibes, clear skin. She just gives off the best vibes, and I'm like, I want to embody that. I want to be that. And then I have another picture of two podcast microphones. And then the last photo in the very bottom right corner, I have a picture of a girl with a digital camera. Looks like a Canon G7X. And oh, actually, it's a Sony camera. Never mind. But symbolizing, you know, vlogging, capturing memories, things like that. Because that's what brings me joy. And that's my 2025 vision board and goals.
Yes, we are claiming all of that energy for the both of us because this is our year, Kennedy, in multiple ways.
Yeah, so you said 2025 is the year for the girlies. It's the year for growth, self improvement, stepping out of our comfort zone. And I'm actually excited for what this year has to hold.
So make sure that you guys are following us on all of our social media. You're following us on all the podcast platforms so you guys can keep up with us and everything that's happening this year. It's an exciting year and we have so many exciting episodes planned. Our little break is over and we are back every single week as usual.
Yep, we are back and better than ever. And we will talk to you guys next Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.